You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a weekly show where two old guys or every day reaching the end.
Yeah, every day, one step closer to the grave.
Yep. To this all being over.
Yeah.
Soon forgotten.
Oh, sweet release.
Play old games.
We got a fun show in store for you guys today.
Wednesday.
I thought you were, because it wasn't a Call of Cthulhu actual play that we're doing today. I thought you were just trying to maintain the tone of those
Still
episodes.
play the intro story.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me a story about a serial killer, Tyler. That's our new intro. You just read a story about a serial killer.
Oh, man. I can tell you about Richard Chase.
That sounds familiar.
Oh, it is one of the more fucked up stories I've heard about a serial killer.
I'll have a link in the show notes at tadpog.com.
He is a self-professed vampire.
Maybe I haven't heard this story.
Pretty awful.
I mean, did he, suck people's blood?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Like friends and family or just...
a lot of dogs.
Oh.
And then
I don't know why that's more disgusting to me.
He kept getting banned from humane societies because he would just adopt hundreds of dogs. And apparently he couldn't get an erection. So he thought
unless he ate a dog's blood.
Well, it's just I don't have enough blood. Blood is what powers your erection. So I need to get more blood.
So I was going to ask if this guy was super smart or the other direction. I'm assuming it was the other direction. Or was he really super smart except for this one thing?
I think he was of average intelligence.
Really?
Yep. They do make a note on that, that their IQs are low or high. Or,
yeah.
Or
well,
whatever.
right. Because, I mean, that makes sense. Because you say something like that, and I just assume that man doesn't know anything.
Yeah, like Ted Bundy, who was like a genius.
Right.
And then Gary Ridgway, whose IQ was like 70. Al Bundy,
Al
the
Bundy,
serial
the genius.
killer.
How sweet would that have been, like a season finale? Like a season finale where it's just like, oh, it turns out Al Bundy just murdered a whole bunch of people.
You go in the back room of the shoe department, and he's just had people cut up in shoe boxes.
Mm-hmm. He couldn't afford food for Buck. What do you think Buck was eating?
Good call. This is the secret theory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, we're not doing Call of Cthulhu because Josh and Nicole are out of town.
So blame them.
On vacation. It's all their fault.
I wanted to do it. Seriously. I really enjoy the actual plays.
Very, very glad.
Super, super good. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And other people have told me that too. So
I'm glad.
It's not just me.
I personally haven't heard a lot of response about it, so I'm glad to hear that.
It's been good. I haven't heard anything negative about it.
Good.
Yet.
Good.
But now that I've said that, I will.
Yeah. People will be like, oh, we can crush his soul.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I just have to get through him. I have to get to him through Dave.
So we are now returning to our Digital Trends Top 25. Took me a second to remember where it was from.
Yep.
Top 25 Sega Genesis games.
That's right.
I don't know what number this is.
Number 4. We're on number 4.
So this will be a 2-part series.
At least 2-part.
Yeah. Hey, we do more.
I figured I wouldn't have to twist your arm.
Nope.
This is now a Shining Force 2 podcast.
Awesome.
Which occasionally has Call of Cthulhu actual plays. It's a very weird podcast.
Yeah, we're one of 100 others like this. So
I'm joking, but that is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about Shining Force 2.
Electric
Sega
Boogaloo.
Genesis. Yeah, fuck yeah. But first, before we delve into that, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And Dave,
Yes.
on Sunday...
I feel weird. We haven't introduced ourselves
I know,
in a long
it's been a
time.
while.
Okay, I'm sorry. On Sunday,
I
ate a dog.
Close.
And I got a boner.
Close. It works.
It works. One
Nature's
weird
Viagra.
trick. Stay hard.
Dr. Viagra makers hate him.
Your wife will hate this trick.
I got my first and likely only tattoo.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I was just talking to somebody in Twitch chat about tattoos, and they asked if you had virgin skin as well because they knew that I did. This is Cappy from Twitch chat who lives in Louisville, and I've been telling him over and over again that You son of a bitch, Tyler! Did you really?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you
on
did not.
Sunday.
I do not believe it.
I did.
I do not believe it.
I'm holding you up to my hand.
You're gonna pull your finger off. You got a tattoo on your ring finger?
On
your
my
ring covers
finger.
it up?
I got a tattoo of a wedding band on my ring finger.
Does it go around?
No, they advised against that.
Oh, really?
There we go, yeah. Because
You got that on Sunday?
I got it on Sunday.
It looks good. I mean,
Thank
it
you.
doesn't look like it's like it doesn't look like you're. It's not bleeding.
Nope. Because I went to a reputable tattooery in Nashville.
Oh my
and
God.
got it done. Because
You want to give him a shout out?
Crazy Customs Tattoos.
All right, I'll link him in the show notes. I don't think you're supposed to lick it like that.
Well, I'm not supposed to wear my ring. I just didn't want you to see it because I wanted that surprise moment.
It worked. Holy shit.
So, yeah, they said if I had it going all the way around, that the friction of my fingers and things like that would make it look shitty. So normally when they did something like this, they only do the top.
I cannot believe that happened because, dude, this is no joke, man. I was talking about this in Twitch chat last night when I was streaming Shining Force 2 at twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast. Yeah, I got the plug. I was talking to Cappy about this, and it was like, I told him, I was like, maybe I'll make a deal with Tyler where it's like, if he gets one, I'll get one.
All right.
Because I was like, because Tyler, I don't think Tyler would ever get one. And now you fucking, like, out of the blue have a tattoo.
Yep. This is probably like the only one I will ever get because, like, to me, I mean, to me, what I understand about tattoos is that it's always like, it's a personal thing to you because you're going to look at it, it's on your body, and usually tattoos have like a personal meaning. Like it's rude as to what their tattoos mean.
Oh, it is?
That according to
so you get a tattoo.
The various Suicide Girls documentaries that I watch.
Oh, really? Yeah. Do Suicide Girls really talk about that?
Yeah.
Right.
There was one that I watched years ago where they're all talking about their tattoos and what they like. I got this one at this point. This means this. Like it's rude. Like tattoos are generally always personal.
So it's rude to be like, "Hey, nice pussy." Also, is that a girl's name with a date after it? Was that when they were born or died?
Because they do say it's rude to ask what they mean, and people just think like they can go up and like just touch it, just like touch your tattoos.
Oh no. I mean, you don't just go up and touch a person, do you? Why would you?
Yeah, but apparently that's the thing. Like they see a tattoo as an invitation. Like it's gonna feel like no, it's just like just a drawing. It's not like.
Although I feel like with a Suicide Girl, like it could kind of be like, oh, I feel my will save. Sorry,
you entranced me.
I couldn't help it.
But because I've been thinking about getting this for a while.
I didn't know that.
Because I figured like I'll get it because my ring in 3 more weeks I can wear my ring all the time and my ring will cover it up. And in instances where I can't wear my ring, I'll still have my wedding band
right.
on.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And though, Melissa and I are married and very much in love forever for the rest of our lives, that we still have also both been divorced. So I wanted to do something else, more permanent.
Yeah.
To illustrate.
I like it, man. I think it's awesome.
So
my mind is blown. You fucking surprised the shit out of me, dude. Yeah. Seriously.
And I just like how I feel like it's simple, clean. It's just 2.
Yeah, that's awesome.
2 black bars.
Will you take a photograph of it?
Yep.
Throw it up on Facebook or Instagram?
Yeah, because she was wanting to. She's like, "Oh, let's take it." She took pictures and took video of me getting it.
Oh, she did? There's video?
Uh-huh. There's video of my face going. Can
I have that, please?
It is on my phone. Yep.
Please send that to me. Yep, I'll upload it to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast.
And
is it so? Okay. Does your family know about it?
I told my mother.
You did?
She was not pleased.
Oh, I bet.
She was not pleased.
I bet.
Because she watched Kenna while Melissa and I went to Nashville. I didn't tell my mom why I left. When I got back, she was like, "So what'd you guys do?" And I was like, "I don't really want to tell you." And she made this face of like, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I definitely don't want to know then." And I was like, "Well, actually, here's what I did." And I unfolded it and showed her because I had it bandaged up. And just like the face of just like just disappointment.
Really? Disappointed?
Yeah. She's very anti-tattoo.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of assumed. I never talked to your mom about tattoos, but I've just kind of assumed, you kind of can get a feeling for people, whether they're a tattoo person or not.
I mean, I explained it to her, and she seemed like she got it.
Yeah.
But she was just like, You shouldn't just waste your money like that. I was like, it's 2 black bars. It was not expensive.
That's interesting that it was a money issue.
Yeah.
That's honestly...
Well, it's just an issue. She just like,
gotcha.
where can I throw
Just
some
looking
blame
for-
money?
Right?
Then I
Holy shit.
I went upstairs and I showed Ryan, and Ryan thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I
He's like, yeah, I've never seen something like that. That's awesome.
I haven't either.
Do not show Dad. I was like, I was not intending to.
So you haven't shown your dad yet?
No, and I won't.
Never.
I will never show my dad.
Ever?
Ever.
What do you think will happen?
If he finds out, I guess I will show him, but I will not tell him about it.
So wait, what do you like? If he found out, what would happen?
He'd bitch me out for a little while. Like,
But he'd get over it. It's
Yeah,
not
I
like
mean,
he'd disown you kind of deal. Oh shit, maybe
he wouldn't disown me, but like, I mean, when I decided to go to culinary school, we didn't talk for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So like, when he
Where-
gets mad about something, he can hold on to it.
Where would you put this tattoo on a scale of culinary school to a scale from good Christian boy to culinary school? Is this above culinary? Like,
I don't think he would not talk to me, but he would just like, I can't believe you did that. That's so stupid.
Tyler, it blows my mind that a tattoo ranks lower on the mad scale than culinary school.
I mean, because I think he would bitch at me for a while about it, say he's disappointed. Like all growing up, he told me if I ever got one, he'd take sandpaper to it.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
So, okay, if you don't want to do this, I totally understand. But I do think it would be hilarious.
Call your dad live on the air and tell him you have a tattoo.
No, better. The next time he's on and insists to tell jokes, just take your ring off.
And just see if he
And
notices.
just see if he notices. Yeah, just take your ring off.
He might not notice. Because I had it around. I had my tattoo out around him when I told my mom.
Yes.
I just didn't make a show about it.
Oh,
and
really?
He didn't notice.
Well, what if I'm like, oh, snap, is that a tattoo on your finger, Tyler?
Man, what's on your finger, Tyler? What is that? Get that off.
No, not your right finger, not your right hand, your left hand. No, other finger, Tyler.
Where your wedding band would be.
Man, that's awesome. That is a surprise. That is a surprise. Seriously.
Because Melissa, as soon as I took it, she wanted to put it on Facebook. She thinks it's like, because I also love it because she loves it. Like,
Yeah.
she loves it. She like keeps looking at it. She's like, it's the hottest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, yeah. It's like, you scarred your body for me. Like, yeah, I did. Yeah. So she wanted to post it. I was like, no. You can post it Tuesday. Why Tuesday? I got
Tuesday night?
Dave. I got like as soon as we go in that room, you can post it.
Yeah.
Dave probably won't check his phone.
You want to text her now, right? Oh shit! I didn't check my phone. I need that video though,
Okay.
for real.
Yeah.
I want to see that, and I want to share it. Oh man, that is so surprising. That is super exciting. I never, Tyler, ever like you are. Like if I have a short list of people I expect to never get tattoos, and you're on that list.
I would never have gotten a tattoo.
Fuck, I gotta get one
except
now.
for this.
I gotta get one.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta figure out what it is.
So no, Jacob also has virgin skin, but the only tattoos he's ever discussed, like he would possibly get,
The Soul Eater rune,
the Soul Eater rune,
which was also brought up in Twitch chat, by the way.
all the true runes from Sweden are all, I think, good choices. They're all cool looking.
They are cool looking.
And the emblem from Scud the Disposable Assassin.
That is a good ass comic.
So
that I haven't
I've heard a lot
read.
about it, never read it.
If you'd like to borrow it, you're welcome to. I've got the omnibus. I don't know what it's
Okay.
actually called. It's a big fucking book.
And I see a lot of tattoos on our Naruto
Yeah.
of Sasuke's curse mark
Ah,
on
that's
his
cool.
shoulder. A lot of people have
Yeah.
that.
Do you see a lot of forehead protector tattoos? 'Cause that's what I want
Marked
to get.
out.
Just scratched. Just exposed skull.
I'm very into Kishimoto's work.
Holy shit. That's cool, dude. Man, I am surprised.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta leave. I'm too surprised
Go
to
get
record.
one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get one right now. We used to have a decent shop here in town. I thought Jolly Rogers was good,
I've heard that, yeah.
but they don't exist anymore.
But that's why I was like, yeah, I think I'll just go to Nashville. I'll just find a
Yeah.
place highly rated on Nashville and go there.
How long did it take? I mean, because it's 2 lines, but I mean,
20 minutes?
is that all?
Yeah, wasn't long.
How bad did it hurt?
I mean, it hurt. It wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
but it hurt.
Is it the worst pain you've experienced?
No.
Okay.
No.
What is the worst pain you've experienced?
Maybe.
When that sword went in your butt?
Yeah. AKA my toy dildo. We call it the sword.
If you want to know more about that, kick it $1 at patreon.com/TADPOG. We've got an episode on it.
Yeah. The worst pain maybe is right after I had my gallbladder out.
Yeah.
And I sneezed.
Oh God, yeah.
That is what I imagined it had to feel like getting stabbed.
Oh God.
Because that was that put me on the floor.
Yeah.
So that was bad pain.
Well,
that might be the worst.
My tattoo is gonna be.
I've never had kidney stones. I hear that's the word. Melissa has chronic kidney stones, so she'd always tell me and she has a super high pain threshold.
Yeah.
She is fucking tough.
Yeah.
But that's the only pain that can get to her a little bit.
Does she have any tattoos?
Nope.
What's up with that? While you were there, were you like, come on, honey, sit down.
We talked. She does want
Get a
one.
Sully to ruin.
She wants one for us, but the ring her wedding band is thin. Like she can't really get this.
You should get ice climbers. You should get one, and she get the other one.
So we've talked about it. She'll get something somewhere.
Yeah.
But eventually, once we find out she wants one, and we'll just have to figure out what it is. Like this came to me and it made sense, and she'll wait for that epiphany too.
I want to get a photorealistic full-back tattoo of you sneezing.
And grimacing in pain.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really have to find the right artist who can do that and also do it on the cheap. I feel like a tattoo like that should be free, right? Like it's like, hey, I want a really big joke tattoo. Like I feel like there's an artist out there.
Well, make me wear a Taco Bell visor while I do. In the pictures of Taco Bell.
Taco Bell sponsored tattoo. You know that's how they win the food wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit, Tyler. I have a little bit of body scarification to tell about. Is that cool? I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple of weeks. But I haven't been able to because we've been doing Call of Cthulhu and we're setting the tone and all that. So I had you remember when I was talking about that weird looking, that gnarly looking mole?
Yeah.
I had that cut off.
Okay, so you had it checked out. They were like, okay, yep, it's got to come off.
Well, when I was like the dermatologist was like, yeah, we need to get that off. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. And they were like, also these other two, we need to get those off too and just test them.
Oh.
So everything's good. I heard back from pathology, everything's good.
I assume when you said that, I assumed, okay, everything's got to be fine. Otherwise, I don't think he'd wait until now to tell me.
No, I would have.
I don't know.
No, it's true. I didn't tell Nikki this because I
get a tattoo. I got skin cancer.
I know, right? Boom, motherfucker! You thought you were coming with the surprises today. Guess who's dying? What up? Yeah, Nikki wanted to post about it, but I said wait until Tuesday. Yeah, everything's good. I just wanted to let everybody know. But if that's like, I will say this. When I mentioned it weeks ago, it did not affect Patreon at all. So I'm just saying.
Oh.
So now that we're in the clear, maybe it will.
Okay.
We're like $32 away from eating pure capsaicin.
Yeah.
So
come on.
That's on Patreon. Patreon.com/tadpog_podcast. No, just tadpog. Oops.
All one word. Tadpog_ wait, nope, oops.
Spell out underscore. That's going to be I think I'm going to change the Tadpog Twitter account to Tadpog spelled out underscore and then podcast.
What? There was the College Humor skit about that.
Oh, is there? Damn it.
Something like, what's the password?
Right.
Note _ book. Oh, it's not working. You have to write out underscore. Notebook _ book.
Those clever bastards.
Back when they were good. Yeah.
Are they not good? I haven't watched a.
I feel like the prime generation that made it big when we were there. They've all moved on. They've all moved on to huge.
They've all moved on to
things.
Tadpog.
Yeah.
Now they all listen to Tad. We've soaked all that College Humor audience. They're like, we don't need that stupid Jester logo. We got a Sonic parody.
So, about mostly Super Nintendo games. You want to try this Yuck Bar?
Yeah, this thing has been sitting in front of us forever.
Yeah, because we were at Books A Million and Melissa saw that. And she's like, oh, you got to try this on the show.
This is by. Did you look at the brand?
No.
Who made this? A company called Moose. Let me read to you right off the label about Moose. Are you ready? Manufactured by Moose Toys. This isn't even a candy. This is a toy. We're about to eat a toy.
Perfect.
They are based out of Australia, where apparently you can sell anything as food. sorry, Perth. Listen,
What are you going to do with all this bad plastic? I don't know. Does it taste good? No. Perfect.
It is a toy. It's a tiny treasure chest that opens up, and inside is another bag. Oh, look, there's two pieces.
There are two? Perfect.
Here, I'll toss it to you. Good catch. Okay, so what's the premise of these? They're supposed to be nasty?
I just assume, they're just gross.
The Grocery Gang Yuck. This is a series, too. There's 2 groceries inside. So you and
no, this is not food.
That is not food. Let's eat it anyway.
Yes. Damn, this is not food.
These are tiny toys.
Honey, it's not food.
No, let's eat them. Come on, it's fine.
Mine is a rotten sandwich, but it looks like it goes on a pencil.
I don't know what mine is. Mine looks like a sesame seed bun Gatorade bottle. That's what it looks like. With shades, and it looks like he looks like he threw up a little bit. But I'm going to eat it.
It's made in China.
They're like pencil erasers.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, they're not food.
That's funny because I 100% thought it was a yucky candy bar.
I would have been really disappointed if last session, because I was really close because I was drunk and hungry, and I was like, I'm gonna open that and eat it. It looks like a fucking Twix bar. Doesn't the packaging look like a Twix bar?
It looks like it would be a gross candy bar.
They should call them Yucks. All right. Well, that'll work out.
Shining Force 2?
I got more stuff to talk about. We can put Shining Force 2.
No, let's do it.
Also, I want to mention, do you know what episode number this is?
404?
404, episode not found. We don't have to do anything.
Man, that's what we should.
We can publish silence, and it'd be fine. And I'm sure everybody would think it's hilarious.
Genius.
Yeah.
We send that in for our McCarthy Genius Grant.
God, if only we were brave enough. I have important news to announce. This is more important than me being clear of weird moles. Oh, they cut those fuckers off, by the way.
Cut them up, didn't freeze them off?
Like, they are gone. They sliced them off with a razor blade. I had it done behind Walmart. Is that normal?
No, just go to the mold dumpster.
The mole hutch. There's a dumpster that just has moles stenciled on the
It's just a razor blade on a stick that hangs over a dumpster. You just rake your skin against it, get your moles.
Mommy, what's that dumpster full of dirty snow?
It's like a dystopian Jeff Foxworthy skit.
So they cut them off with a little razor blade, and then they're like, oh, we're going to cauterize them. So they cauterized each one of them. Dude, that fucking like tiny ass room that they cauterized these moles in, like it smelled like the worst possible thing. Like I couldn't help but like I looked at the
They
nurse.
numb you first?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh god.
I was about to say, like, but you were going to say that little room was so full of screams.
Yeah, man. Just so many.
He pulled out his lightsaber and just...
Exactly. Man, I had to ask the woman. I was like, do you ever get used to that smell? That is the worst. And she's like, it's...
Makes me hungry now.
Yeah, right. I want some Ruffles. I want some Lay's.
Sir, do you eat a lot of starch?
Yes. Sir, did you bathe last night? She said that she has gotten used to it, but it's still gross, which I felt like was an adequate answer.
Okay.
But more important than that news, more important than me being cancer-free, I started watching a show that you might be familiar with called Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Man, you try to make me hard playing Shining Force 2 and watching Dragon Ball.
And talking about mole dumpsters. I know that gets you going. I started watching Dragon Ball, and it's because it felt like the slowest fucking burn ever to get me to watch that show. Because we were at, when we went to McElwain's house a long time ago for his birthday, a few people were watching Dragon Ball there. And like I caught a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, I had never seen it before." I assumed that Dragon Ball was like Dragon Ball Z.
No.
I assumed that it was all just screaming and powering up for 25 minutes, and then you see like a little hip hop video commercial in between it. And then so I saw
A picture of Vegeta being sad in the end by Linkin Park. And that's Dragon Ball Z.
Right? That's it. I got it. I figured it out. So when I saw it in person, when I saw the original Dragon Ball, I was like, "Oh, this actually looks kind of funny."
Yeah.
And then I got drunk at that birthday party, and then I forgot about it.
We watched E-Fucked for like 3 hours.
Right, that's where we watched the homemade circumcision.
Yeah.
Ooh. And that washed it completely out of my mind. And then the other day, I was talking to Ben on Twitch chat. I'm telling you guys, you gotta get on Twitch chat. This is the twitch.tv/TADPOG _ podcast plug. he was mentioning Dragon Ball, and it kind of like brought it back in my mind, and I was like, no, I don't really like it, because we were talking about the Chrono Trigger art and stuff like that. And then I just happened to see randomly a really, really nice GIF from Dragon Ball on Reddit. It was like the animation was really good. And I was like, just on a whim, I was like, let me just see if this is streaming anywhere. And it was on Hulu, and I started watching it, and then I'm watching it now.
Good.
That's
awesome.
the story. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it's genuinely very funny.
It is funny. And it's like Nikki's watching it with me too. Like, and she's not watching like religiously, but like I'll turn it on and she doesn't mind, essentially is what that means.
That's as good as it gets.
And like there are things where it's like, well, things will happen and I'll kind of like look over her and be like, all right, how's this one gonna track?
There's
that'll
blood coming out of Master Roshi's nose because he looked at a pussy.
Right.
How's this gonna go?
Not just any pussy, about 20 seconds ago, she said she was 16. Let's see how this goes with the wife. All right, she seems weirdly okay with it. So that's my announcement, which I thought was going to be like tattoo level. Yeah, I thought it was going to like shatter your perception
I'm very
of reality.
happy. I'm very happy.
I've been playing Street Fighter 2, Ultra Street Fighter 2 on the Switch.
I have ordered it. It will be here at the end of the month, probably.
I think I'm going to do a tournament.
Awesome.
Do you want to do that?
I'm in.
Okay, then I'll wait.
Yep.
I'll wait for that. But I feel like I needed to address it because I am concerned that some people in Tadpog Nation may have bought it just on the fact that I said there would be a tournament. So there will be a tournament. I haven't forgotten.
Cool.
There will be a tournament.
All for it.
The Revolution will be televised.
All
on
Zangiefs.
Twitch.tv/Tadpog.
All Zangiefs. And all Zangiefs Street Fighter 2 tournaments.
All Zangiefs.
Called the Hug Boy games.
Hug Boys. Oh, dude, I haven't told you this yet. Holy shit. So Henry's got a lot of stuffed animals that he sleeps with. He's got Nene, which is a horse. He's got Martha Puppy, which is a puppy. And he has...
It's a Martha.
It's a Martha, right? It's a stuffed Martha. It's a bush. And
it makes Batman and Superman
right. Oh, they just bond. Yeah, they dock. So he also has
How do you know that
name? Get out of me. You feel so right. He also has a Care Bear that he mistakenly called a Care Boy. So that is, from here on out, I told Nikki, I was like, that's a fucking Care Boy. That is a Care Boy. For eternity, we're keeping that Care Bear forever, and we're going to, every now and then I'll bring it out and be like, how's it going, Care Boy?
When you give me that Care Boy stare.
Oh, man. God. I lost my shit. We were tucking him in, and it's like, we're trying to get him all sleepy, and he says Care Boy, and I erupted in laughter. I mean, it was like I could not fucking contain it. I could not. I had to leave the room and come back into a very confused 2-year-old. I think that's all my things.
That's good. Man, does it?
I think that's it. I've had a lot that I've been wanting to share.
I mean, we haven't had a standard episode in a while.
I know, this feels good. One more thing.
Okay.
all announcements. So we were talking about on the latest Patreon episode, patreon.com/tadpog. We were talking about not really having a good archival service for our super old episodes because the RSS feed that we publish
Very glad you brought this up.
only goes back like 30 episodes. And I can alter that a little bit, but like if I go much beyond that, it fucking crashes in iTunes every time. I think it's an issue with our host. I don't want to change our host. Like, they've been our host for fucking almost 5 years now. It's like, I don't want to make that move. It's almost like, well, this house isn't the best house, but all our shit is here and I don't feel like moving. So we mentioned that on the Patreon episode, and then Yuri partner Janie got in touch with us and said that she would set up a YouTube channel that has all our archives on it.
Yeah, she'd asked for access to the archives a while back because she wanted to work on the wiki.
Right.
So we're like, okay, sure, there you go. If you're willing to work on the massive undertaking that is the Tadpog wiki, absolutely.
Right.
So yeah, and then she told us she had YouTube experience, she would do it. How about all right. So yeah, she has done an amazing job like making intro videos and the outro video, and like she's done an amazing job getting so far our early stuff is out there on YouTube. So yeah, subscribe to that. Check that out. I figure, that is the best way, I think.
I'll have a link to that in the show notes. And I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to thank Yuri partner Janie, but I also wanted to say that I made the mistake of listening to an early episode.
Oh, damn.
Top Gear 2. Oh boy.
See, I totally forgot about that.
I was so close to messaging Janie and being like, pull the plug on this project.
Take it all down.
Pull the plug on this project because I
Burn
listened.
it to the ground.
Shut it down. I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, how did we grow a fucking audience? How did it happen? How did someone not like listen to 30 seconds and be like, this is bullshit? Next. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
What do we get to fail at maths? That's really bad.
Do we get to what?
Tyler and Dave fail at math.
Oh, fail. Oh, I do not. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you? I mean, we're better now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah,
we still have plenty of people, ton of people who love classic early Tadpog.
I don't think they mean like in the single digit episodes.
They mean from like 70 on.
Right? Like, I've got so much respect now for listeners who's like, I've been here since episode 1. Holy shit. How?
Oh, why?
How did you do that? Do you have all your skin?
So I think we should give Janie a new title.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing that's come to me is executive producer Janie.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
So.
I wanted to kind of work something in. I want to work the word tube in somehow.
Okay.
Because
Executive producer to
executive put tubester.
Because we've got Grandmaster Wiley.
We do.
Tubemeister Janie.
Tubemeister. Tube fast, tube furious.
Let's see. Are you
Tubin?
YouTube Master?
What's that game? Tubin?
Tubin?
You know what I'm talking about?
Tubin?
Where you're like, is it Tubin? It's the game where it's like you're floating down a river, and it's kind of like
It's the game where you have to beat Lavos. Tubin?
It's got Frog and Marley and some redhead spiky hair dude. I can't remember.
He looks like Goku, sort of, with a sword. So, Tubin?
Tubin. I'm looking up Tubin, man. It's a game. It exists. We're going to play it. I'm going to show you the art for Tubin, and you're going to be like, oh, that game. I saw that one for rent my entirety of childhood. Not Jeffrey Tubin.
No, absolutely not.
He was a man. That's not the name of it. I'll find it later. It's not Tubin. Maybe it's Super Tubin or Radical Tubin.
Let's see. YouTube Queen.
I like that.
Yeah. YouTube Queen Janie.
I like that. I feel like she's doing a lot of work, so maybe she can decide.
That's true. What do you want to be called?
We've given a lot of options here.
Yeah.
Most of them have been bad.
Yeah, you're doing an incredible amount of work. There's some ideas. You pick what you like the best.
It is Tubin. Here it is. Look, you go down a river in a tube, and you avoid stuff.
Oh, it looks like the Mario barrel game. The Mario
barrel
RPG,
game?
whenever you're rolling the barrel down,
Yeah,
down
absolutely. NES Tubin box art. I'm going to show you this box art. This is great on this audio podcast. Everyone loves this. Okay, can't find it. I give up.
Okay. Shining Force 2?
Well, I got a couple more things to talk about.
Okay,
Not
perfect.
Really. Not really. Shining Force 2, I'm
Love
ready.
it.
We're what, 80 minutes in?
34.
I could have said an hour and 20 minutes, but I didn't. I'm really glad Jimmy Carter didn't die this week.
Yeah, me too.
I would have felt bad.
I'm thankful every day that Jimmy Carter doesn't die. You hear that, Dave?
I do hear that, but I'm not exactly sure what it sounds. It sounds like the disappointing cries of children
Of Randy Holland.
Yeah, all right. Who just spotted a tattoo on his.
Damn it, Tyler. Just why'd you do that to your precious boy skin?
To your precious boy skin.
You were my care boy, and now you done ruined your skin.
Now you're my dare boy. You done dared to mark up your skin.
Got that liquid sin injected into your finger. You son of a bitch. Sorry, Pam. Sorry.
How often have you heard your dad swear?
He does it a lot more now than he used to.
Really?
Now it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So he says it a lot more.
I got
His favorite is shit. I hear shit a lot.
Do you
I've not heard my dad say fuck yet.
Really?
That'll be the day. That'll be the day when I hear my dad say fuck.
Show him that tattoo.
I've heard my dad say yep. Because after I got Melissa, was like, your parents are going to think I'm the worst influence on you. The worst.
Wait. Melissa said that
Yeah,
to you?
yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe, right?
Like, or the best influence.
But it doesn't really matter.
Nope.
So, I mean.
It doesn't.
I do hear that. I do hear a bunch of just, oh, man, disappointed care daddies. Who are just, oh, man. All those care daddies are upset that eldest boy skin is all inked up. Does Ryan have any tattoos? Does your brother have any tattoos?
He does not.
So are you the first Holland to have a
I
tattoo?
have my black sheep cousin has a number of tattoos that
Of
my
black
dad
sheep?
constantly bitches about
Oh,
all
really?
the time. Especially the tattoo he has of a spider web on his stomach.
On his stomach?
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's not a usual place.
My dad thinks that is the dumbest thing he's ever heard.
Like-
so he'll very semi-regularly bitch about that.
Is the center on his belly button?
Yep.
So like when he comes in there accidentally, he's like, "Oh, spider caught himself something."
Spider wants a treat.
Spider's gonna save that for later.
Send the spider to the fly. My cousin, she has, I believe she's in the process of getting it removed now, but she has a gigantic cross on her neck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she's getting that taken off.
Will your next tattoo be Tweety Bird?
Yep.
Or maybe that'll be
On
mine.
the small of my back.
Tweety Bird with a backwards hat, just smoking a big old joint. I'm gonna get that on my
The
chest.
joint's your dick.
Right. Yes. And then underneath in all caps, like script, it'll say "Care Boy."
Care what brother sees. The joint is my dick.
Then I'll get a job at Suicide Girls. It'll be fine.
Damn right. We'll just start Suicide Boys.
Suicide, that has to exist. That domain has to, I'm looking it up right
Just
now.
a bunch of fat guys covered
I'm
in
sorry.
bad tattoos.
I have to pause this podcast one more time. I swear to Suicide Boys is taken.
I hope it's Suicide Guys, and then we'll start Suicide Boys.
If it's not taken, I'm buying it right now live on this podcast. Suicide Boys. I'm serious, man. It has to be taken. That's too good. I can buy suicideboys.xyz. But not,
What?
I can buy Suicide Child for $11.95.
We'll just give all our kids a bunch of temporary tattoos and start
Oh
Suicide
my
Child.
God. Shit got dark. I could buy suicideyouth.com. I wonder why that's not taken.
It's just instructions.
Oh,
we get a lot of hate.
Oh shit, dog. Oh shit. For $4.95, Tyler, we could be the proud owners of suicideboys.fun. I'm buying it.
Man, that's pretty good.
That's a good use of Patreon funds. I'm buying it right now. If you're listening to this podcast, it doesn't matter when you're listening
You
to
can check
it.
us out on Suicide Boys.
Suicideboys.fun.
You can find our page with our links to everything we do on suicideboys.fun.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, look, if suicideboys.world is also $2.95, might as well buy them all, right? All right, I need a moment. Do you want to read from Wikipedia while I buy this domain?
Oh, okay.
This is a game, Tyler, that you love.
I do.
Shining Force 2 is what? Where would you place it in your ranking of games that you love?
It's in my top 25.
Top 25?
Yeah.
Definitely not top 20?
Yeah, might be in top 20. Because I replayed it all the way through. Still thoroughly enjoyed it. But I took off my nostalgia glasses on my replay. Still thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm going to say, yeah, top 20.
How did you take your nostalgia glasses off?
I just played it again.
Yeah. How long had it been since you played it?
Man, long fucking time. A very long PS1 era, long time. Because I remember I borrowed it. I borrowed Shake's Nomad, and I played it on his Nomad.
Shit, dog.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's the Shining Force 2 Wikipedia. Went to the Shining Force Wiki. All right. And the first ever Tyler reads from Wikipedia. Shining Force 2 is a tactical role-playing game for the Mega Drive Genesis console. Let me do that again. That sounded weird.
No, you're doing good. It's always weird when I do it.
Shining Force 2 is
Oh,
a tactical role-playing game for the Mega Drive Genesis console developed by Sonic Software Planning in 1993. Its storyline is not connected to the original Shining Force, although a Game Gear title, Shining Force Gaiden Final Conflict, links the two games' plots. I didn't know that. That sounds awesome.
It's fine. I'm not paying attention. I'm buying a domain.
This game is much longer than the first and more free-roaming. There is no chapter system so the player can previously return to visited parts of the world. There are also two different ways of promoting mini-characters. The game was re-released on the Wii Virtual Console in Europe in October 3rd, 2008, and North America in October 6, 2008. It also appears in Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for Xbox 360 and PS3, and it's a standalone game on Steam. And I talk about the plot, the gameplay, all that, but I think we can get to that.
What do you want to talk
naturally.
about today? Because I want to go ahead and just get this out of the way. I haven't finished this game.
I watched you play it for a while last night.
Did you?
I did. I didn't say anything because I forgot all my Twitch login information. Didn't feel like we're covering it, so I just watched you.
I was curious if you were watching.
Melissa watched it with me. She was like, "Tell Dave I said hi." I was like, "Can't."
I'll text them.
I nearly sent you a Facebook message.
Yeah, just randomly, just hi.
Melissa says
hi. She really wants to tell you something, but I won't let her until Tuesday. So what do you think? How'd I do?
Great.
Yeah, I did good.
Yeah.
Yep.
We played very similarly.
Oh, do we?
Although the only thing I noticed that I would have recommended you do is no matter what it is, make Sarah do something every turn.
Yeah.
Even if she's healing somebody who is one hit point down, fucking use her turn to do something.
Man, she's so far behind.
Yep.
Sarah, poor baby girl Sarah is just so far behind.
Because I promise you, man, you give her that orb and make her a master monk, she fucking beats ass.
I believe it. Everyone's told me. Can I tell you? I swear to God, this is not a plug for twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast. The people who love Shining Force 2 who have come into that chat have been fucking amazing. They have I have never had such a good experience on Twitch before.
Oh.
Like there are do you mind if I give a shout out?
Please.
I want to give a shout out to Killiany and Cirrus AF for helping me through a whole bunch of shit in Shining Force 2 because they have, like, every time I've streamed, they've popped in and just like given me hints and been super fucking cool about it. And they have so much about this game memorized that it is like essentially like having two oracles, where it's just like I could just ask a question, like I could just speak out loud and be like, should I go left or right? And then an answer would pop up like, all right, I'm gonna go right. So it's been amazing.
So do you enjoy the game?
I enjoy the game a lot more than I thought that I would.
Yeah,
a lot more. The game is fucking beautiful. The game is gorgeous. I did not expect that.
When it goes into the actual battle screen,
Everything, like even like when it's outside of the battle. Like I mean, when you're outside of battles, because this is a tactical RPG, there are moments where you're walking through villages and shit like that. And that essentially looks like you would expect from the era, 1993/94, all top down. And it looks like a Final Fantasy game, essentially. And that all looks fine. But yeah, you're right. When it goes into a battle, like when you're attacking, the animations are amazing. Like I was blown away.
still looks really very good.
I mean, definitely holds up. Like, I mean, it looks like, I mean, an indie publisher could have made it today, essentially, and made it look retro, and I would appreciate it. You know, it looks really good. It kind of reminds me of Phantasy Star 4 as far as like the way the animations work, but I honestly think it looks way better than Phantasy Star 4.
I'm with you.
The game, here's what surprised me more than how it looked. The game fucking sounds amazing. It sounds like a Super Nintendo game, which sounds like I'm bashing Sega Genesis, but I'm not.
They have inferior sound for the most part, so
This is the best sounding Sega Genesis game that I played yet, and maybe ever will, because the music is amazing. The town music, I mean, is infectious.
it's in your head. Yeah,
I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean it's been in my head all day, and it hasn't been a super big chore to play it every night because I've been wanting to get back to it and play it. Part of that is to finish it, but another part of that is just to enjoy it. Grinding in RPGs is something I typically do not enjoy, but for whatever reason, I do enjoy it in Shining Force 2.
It's a good active. You're kind of strategizing, like, okay, got to get this guy down to this many hit points. Who am I going to come in to finish it off? Because, all right, narrow down, go from mile wide, narrow that down a little bit.
Mile wide. Because you basically you play an army, and it's a tactical RPG where you're a small. I don't want to say you're not really a rebellion, but you're a small force. You're a force.
Yeah, that has been kicked off their island, and you're trying to reclaim your homeland from this evil force. And you're going across the countryside, making alliances, recruiting characters, leveling them up, equipping them, and trying to figure out how you could defeat this great evil and take back your home. And in that, you get tons of characters, tons and tons of characters. And each one has this unique character design and abilities and skills. And yeah, it goes turn by turn, you and enemies on a big battle screen with your movement and your attacks. It's man, I really enjoy Shining Force 2. And thoroughly enjoyed my playthrough again.
How long did it take you to beat?
I don't recall. I should look. I can check on my
Because you
Steam.
played it on Steam, right?
I did. I played the Sega Ultimate Pack or whatever it's called.
I'm probably about 17 hours into it, and I feel like I'm probably maybe 40% of the way through the game.
Did you beat the Kraken?
I did beat the Kraken.
The Kraken is one of the first big battles people have trouble with.
He destroyed me the first time I fought him because I went to him early because he's a boss that you can skip some stuff and just go straight to the Kraken. And I did that accidentally because there's a section in the game where you get a raft and it kind of allows you to explore along the river. And I went the wrong way, not knowing. And then I was just in a battle with the Kraken. And my force is doing 1 point of damage to him.
Oh, damn.
And he is
oh, damn.
Every hit is a heavy attack, and he's getting dual attacks. I mean, it was
fucks you. He can fuck you up.
He essentially almost one shot the werewolf character, Geralt. Yeah,
fucking love Geralt.
Yeah, he's cool.
As soon as I get him, put him in, and I use him constantly. The people, man, the characters that have natural attacks are fucking beasts.
Well, and it's great because you don't have to upgrade their armor or their weapons.
Their weapons, and then they get huge attack bonuses every time they level up. Geralt is getting 3 points of attack every time he levels up. Same for Peter. Fucking Peter the Phoenix. Holy shits.
Can we talk about Peter for a minute?
Yeah.
I feel like we're jumping all around.
All over.
But I do not give a shit. How about that? Peter is a character in the game. He is a phoenix. We haven't talked about promoting yet, but I'm going to segue into that. Peter is, when you meet him, a baby phoenix.
Yep. He's dumb as shit.
He looks derpy. He looks essentially like, do you remember Finch from one of the Sesame Street movies? I can't remember what. She's the bounty hunter going after Big Bird or something like that.
No.
Or she's his parole officer or something. I don't know. He looks super derpy. He literally looks like he's wearing doo-doo on his head. I mean, he really
looks like a dodo, a picture of a drawing of a dodo bird.
No, I said doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
And his name is Peter, which there's nothing wrong with the name Peter, but he's a fucking phoenix, man.
Yeah.
I would expect a phoenix not to have a human male name.
I think after playtesting, that's why they have him as a computer-controlled character for the first 5 or 6 battles, because you're not going to want to use him. He looks so fucking dumb.
Oh, you think people would just
ignore him,
kill him and never revive him?
It's easy to do. Oh, you don't have to revive Peter. He auto revives. He's one of 2 characters that auto revive.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
I found out about that in Twitch chat, and then I was all smug when he died in battle because he'll be back. Turns out he does not resurrect in battle. It's after battle.
Yeah, after battle.
Because I got this wrapped up. Peter's gonna resurrect next round. I'm gonna kill this Kraken. No big deal.
But I think because it illustrates he just destroys shit. I think he is one of the, if not the most powerful character in the game. He is definitely one of the most powerful characters in the game. because characters that can fly have such a staggering advantage over everyone else in this game.
So I'm glad that you brought up flying because there are 3 different types, right? There's land, flying, and floating. Is that correct?
I mean, that sounds right.
Okay, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's important because there are terrains on the battle maps that give you defense bonuses. Like if you're in trees or like tall grass, you get like a plus 30% bonus to defense.
It's your movement is fucking nerfed to hell, though.
That's right. You do move slowly through it. But if you are a flying character, you are able to move through it quickly. You're able to move over those trees. You're able to move like over columns and stuff like that.
Yep.
But you do not gain the bonus
I didn't know
from
that.
the terrain.
Okay.
I wouldn't know this either, but people like the wonderful fucking people, the Shining Force 2 people who just came out and like gave me tips. It was amazing. There's no way I would have known that. And then the third type is floating, which is essentially flying, but it also gives you the bonus based on terrain.
Can't be many characters that do that.
I haven't found any yet.
I think promoted Kiwi, it's got to be like that.
Which Kiwi is, he's a tort.
He's a hard one, yeah.
I've given up on Kiwi.
He's a secret character, pretty much. That I found him on my own, my first playthrough.
Nice.
And he is. I love defense in games anyway. Mm-hmm. So he is because you start off as the hero boy, but he was tied to me. So you start out with this as your hero character, and then his 2 best friends, Sarah the Bowie.
Bowie's what
like
I
David
call him.
Bowie.
Like David Bowie.
Bowie.
Bowie. Welcome to the next 10 minutes of the show. Bowie. Although the next time I play through the game, I'm going to name him Ziggy.
Yeah. Let's see, because the hero, Sarah the cleric.
Yeah.
And then Chester the knight.
Yes. It's Chester's a centaur, by the way.
Yep. Plenty of centaurs in this game.
Yeah, I've run into 2 at least. And I would never have known. I honestly didn't know that Chester was a centaur because every character in this game, I shouldn't say every character, but all of your members of your force have portraits. And
anybody that is important to the story or is recruitable has a character portrait when you talk to them.
And this ties into the game being beautiful because like this is such a nice layer of polish that this game has, where you see these portraits of the characters and they can express a limited range of emotion, but the fact that they can do that is wonderful. It reminded me kind of why I loved UN Squadron. Do you remember when we talked about that?
Yep.
That game I don't love, but the fact that game had like portraits in it of the pilots really helps me connect with the characters. Like I can't tell you how much I love Final Fantasy VI. I love Chrono Trigger. I wish those games had portraits in them.
Yeah, whenever they talked, like if you saw, like I think they do that in the remakes.
Oh, do they?
I think I haven't played a lot of them, but I think they do. But yeah, I think it helps definitely, especially with that art, because the Final Fantasy VI art you don't get to see a lot of it except for on the in the menu
when you're equipping and right, exactly.
Yeah. And it's good. So it'd be nice if it had like Shining Force where it has their character portrait right there beside it.
So all of these portraits are like really close cropped shots of their faces, essentially. I did not know that he was a centaur, that Chester was a centaur until battle started. And I was like, who the fuck is this centaur? What is this shit about? And then I realized that it was Chester. And then every now and then he neighs because of course he does. I'm not going to lie. That weirds me out a little bit. Like
there are several, especially like, I mean, he's in love with Sarah. So, do with that, what you will.
That explains some weird deviant art that I saw. Which had Sarah pregnant riding him and he was carrying shopping bags. I'll see if I can find it. That'll be the show notes at TADPOG.com.
I'm so happy you've played this and enjoyed it that I can share this experience with you and this because I haven't got to really talk to anybody about Shining Force 2 in such a long time.
I really am enjoying it. This game is surprisingly good. I expected a good game, but I did not expect a game that was so much fun to play because it's so old. Like it's pretty rare where I play one of the games that we have to, that's on the list, where it's like, oh yeah, this sucked me in. I mean, usually I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
But like this one has sucked me in. And I have to be honest, a lot of that might have to do with the fact that I don't feel like I'm playing it alone. Playing
Twitch, yeah.
Playing Shining Force 2 on Twitch with Twitch chat feels like when I played Earthbound over at Annex 2 with you.
Ah, okay.
Because I'm playing it with people who have already played it, and they're being super cool and helping me when I ask, but when I'm not asking, they're just enjoying the game because they love it too. It's been really it's
fun to watch.
That has elevated my experience. And it's like the battles are like 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
each,
I mean they're long,
but they don't feel like it. Like it's almost this like I don't want to say arcade style, but it's almost like an arcade mentality because it's like it's really easy for me to be like, one more battle, or let me get Sarah up 2 more levels and then I'll stop playing.
Yeah.
And then like that battle will be done. I'll reach that goal and be like, all right, one more battle. And it's really easy to get in that kind of like casino mentality where it's like, just one more quarter in the slot machine.
Yeah, because you're the hero who is a swordsman and your 3 friends, Jaha as well, who is a axe wielding warrior.
Right.
And
who's always late, apparently.
Yep.
Man, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I completely derailed myself earlier when we were talking about Peter and how dumb he looks.
Uh-huh.
What's really cool, there's a really super cool mechanic in this game where you can, once they're level 20, you can promote them. And that kind of works like it does in Final Fantasy 1, right? Where they're the same character, but they
grow up, quote unquote.
Right. They grow up and they have a more advanced job. And when Peter grows up, when he reaches level 20 and you promote him, all of a sudden he looks like a badass.
Yep, he becomes a phoenix out of fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean he looks like really fucking cool. He's actually featured in the art of this episode because I felt like it should be Bowie, but I was like, no, it's going to be Peter because
Peter's really the main character in the game.
I have heard that like Peter is a speedrunner's wet dream because it's like he is always in a speedrunner's party.
I mean, yeah, he's fucking because most characters who can fly have shitty defense. Tons of HP, but awful defense. Good speed, amazing movement, but you get them up there and they're dead in 2 attacks.
Luke, my other birdman.
Yeah, oh God, Luke. I like Luke, but I had to boot him.
I like Luke too, but man, he gets hit and it's just like, holy
you're done.
Shit, man.
Yep.
And I found out that I wouldn't have known this otherwise, but like flying units take extra damage from like archery units.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense when I think about it, but like this ties into one of my complaints about the game, and that is the game does not explain this shit.
Oh, not at all. Like stuff I've played this game for years, and what you just told me, didn't know.
It does not, because it doesn't explain it. Like at any given point, does it explain really honestly?
Because you'd think like
anything.
You go in and talk to Sir Astral, who is your mentor, who teaches you everything that he would say.
He's Elminster, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Gandalf, I guess.
He looks a lot like Gandalf, you're right. So, I mean, yeah, if you'd gone into like your headquarters and talked to them, you'd think he would tell you, hey, when you go into battle, remember this. And that'd be a good way to put that in, but he doesn't.
And I don't have the instruction manual, so I do not know if that
I've never seen it either.
Gave you that information, but there's nothing in the game that tells you that. Like, there's that I found, which is like, once you have that knowledge, it's kind of useful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's like promoting characters like we just talked about. I had no idea. Like, the game doesn't tell you that you can do that.
Yeah, you just see when you talk to a priest, there'll be like an option like promote, question mark, like you don't know anything about it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's been, I'm not going to lie, that is the biggest complaint I have about this game is how obtuse it is if you come at it with no outside knowledge. I'll be honest, man, if I were playing this game by myself in a room with no outside influence, I've got no internet, I would hate this game.
Yeah.
I would hate it because I wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had the instruction manual and I could read it, and like if that information is in it, I'd be like, all right, I got this. But just based, like, face value going in blind, I do not think I would like it because I'd be slaughtered.
Yeah. Have you promoted anyone yet?
I have, man. I did last night, and I was enjoying the game, and then I started promoting characters. I got a whole bunch of characters up to 20 at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was just like bam, 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 bam. And I saw all these characters that I had grown to love over the course of the 17 hours or whatever just grow up instantly. And it's like, Jaha is a character. I loved his character design.
Did you hold off for the special item?
I did. I found the special item that you've actually been super helpful too. You've been giving me hints, and I appreciate that. I did get the I can't remember the item that allows him
the
to
Warrior's
promote.
Crest?
Yes, to promote to Baron. He turns from this like adorable boy with like these like the character design's wonderful. He's got these big ears.
He looks like an extra from Oliver and Company.
He does, and he's wearing this like gray do-rag. Who knows why? I don't know. He's kind of like portly, and it's like I like this guy a lot. And it's like I honestly had a moment where I was sad because like he turned from this like adorable boy to this fucking ironclad badass knight, and it was just like, I like this, but I'm honestly a little heartbroken that my little care boy grew up. So I promoted him. I promoted Chester, who honestly didn't really change that much because I promoted him to Paladin. I heard that he can promote to Pegasus Knight.
I did that on my latest playthrough. Used him for a few battles and booted him.
That's what people were recommending. They were like, you will get an opportunity to get another Pegasus Knight later on in the game. So most people just upgrade him, promote him to Paladin.
I mean, because you get that item way later on, like far later. I mean, people are level 10 in their new class before you get the Pegasus wing.
I see.
And then, of course, that person you promote goes back to level 1.
Right.
So, and if it's, I mean, you get Jaro, the Pegasus Knight, which Pegasus Knights are the centaurs that can fly.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
I haven't met him yet. Jaro?
Jaro.
Okay.
And incredible movement, tons of hit points, but he's like Luke. Like, man, one hit, and it's like Jaro takes 50 points of damage. It's like, and then Chester, who is sort of tanky already, and then just completely changes. Like, I dropped him, I dropped Luke. Like, I didn't keep many. Because later on in the game, like that's a complaint about mine is the enemy's attack doesn't scale very well. It goes from like Kiwi, who is I think a lot of people probably don't like Kiwi. I really did. The
Slash
Tort.
Squirtle.
Yep.
Slash he looks like a Kappa.
Yeah.
Like
He looks
Final
like Kappa.
Fantasy. Because
Exactly.
he's like a turtle who's got a bald spot and like a friar's haircut.
Yep. And he wears like this Gundam-looking helmet.
It's like he looks like he's wearing. It looks like he murdered Cain from Final Fantasy IV. Like murdered Cain in his sleep and then took his dragoon helmet. And that's what he uses as his weapon.
Yep.
He takes it off and throws it.
He's hard to promote. He's not great as a Tort, but once you get him to level 20 and you promote him, he becomes a monster. And I guess he's that floating class because he's ground bound and walks, but he has the same movement as a flying character.
See, I've seen, because last night I expressed in Twitch chat that I was done with Kiwi. I was fed up because it's like he was so far behind in levels. And it's like, dude, I would have to grind for a long time to get him to 20. And someone sent me, they're like, well, you need to see what he looks like when he's promoted. If you're going to write him off, let me show you what he looks like promoted. And they sent me an image of him in his monster class. I'm not a huge kaiju fan. Like I'm not super knowledgeable, but I know Gamera when I see it. And like I saw his like movement sprite and it's fucking Gamera. It is. It's like, cause he's got those like 4 sparkler like things that allow him to rotate, which this ties into Dragon Ball because I watched an episode of fucking Dragon Ball where Master Roshi is flying on a creature called Baby Gamera.
I don't remember.
Which just spins around in the air. I don't know if he makes a return or not, but like that was another moment where I looked over at Nikki and I was like, do you catch this reference? You don't. It's fine.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, I played through because he gets a horn and he's like just this giant badass turtle.
He breathes fire and stuff. Is that right?
He's got like his attack is because the thing about Kiwi is his defense is fucking super high. His physical defense is through the roof.
But his hit points are so fucking low.
His hit points are garbage. So everyone's doing 1 point of damage to him, but he only has like 8 hit points.
Dude, if Kiwi runs up against like Kiwi's great like versus physical damage, but it's like a mage rolls up and it's like
he's dead.
One shot.
Blaze 1, he's fucking dead.
You're done. Yeah, you're dead.
Yep.
Bye, Kiwi. That's what I couldn't handle.
This last time, because the thing is, even after he's promoted, he'll do decent damage, but every now and then you'll just see Kiwi breathe flames, and then just this belching animation of fire breath that does a massive amount of damage. Massive amount of damage. You never know when it's going to happen.
It's completely random.
It's random.
Does it happen on his turn?
Whenever he attacks,
Okay.
instead of like, because as a monster, he will tuck himself inside his shell and rocket launch into the enemy.
I see.
And then every now and then, instead, he will belch flames and do 50 points of damage.
Important question. When he rocket launches, does he rotate or does he fly straight forward?
He just flies straight forward.
Okay, never mind. Not Gamera then.
But yeah, I admit and I worked on it this time. I was like, I want to make this relationship with Kiwi work. So all of my bread items that gave you bonus HP went to him.
Right. And I don't know what to do with a lot of those permanent. There are items in the game that give permanent stat boosts. And I feel like I've already fucked up because I found out that if you give a character an item that permanently boosts their stat and then promote them, they essentially lose that stat bonus.
I didn't know that.
Because I gave Slade a power water, and then I was just like, yeah, well, Slade's going to he's going to promote to a ninja. I knew that information going in. Slade's a rat boy, by the way. We haven't mentioned him yet.
Yep.
He is essentially the catalyst of the entire story.
Yeah.
But we'll probably get into that on part 2.
Yeah, we'll
Wanna
talk
do
about story part
2. Okay. But like, yeah, apparently if you use a stat boosting item on a character and then promote them, it's essentially like you just throwing away the stat boost item.
No clue. Huh.
So I wasted one, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'll just hoard these forever.
Yeah.
This ties in, like, this just feeds my tendency to hoard items, like in RPGs. Like, it's just like, it's beautiful.
And it's hard. The item management in this game kind of sucks.
It does suck.
And then because you're at odds until you get the caravan. Once you get the caravan, it's a little easier.
Tell me why it sucks. Because I agree, it sucks.
Everyone has 4 slots, and I mean, of course, it goes down. It goes in the line of like if one person's inventory is full, you give it to the next person in succession. But because you're always gonna have your weapon, an accessory, and then you have 2 other slots for like maybe a healing item. But there are tons of different healing items and different status healing items, and then fucking mithril.
We need to talk about mithril, definitely.
Mithril.
I say mithril. I've heard other people say mithril. I think it depends on how like high fantasy you want to be.
Yeah.
You want to be high fantasy and say mithril. I want to be low fantasy and say mithril.
It's good. It works.
But I feel like this game is high fantasy, so let's decide on mithril.
Okay.
Mithril is hidden throughout the game.
Entire game.
They are, I would say, impossible to find on your own.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I told you, like, use a guide at least for this. Don't fucking worry about it.
Oh, and full disclosure, I have been using a guide loosely. And by that, I mean I haven't been letting it guide my actions, as is evidenced by the fact that I fought the Kraken 3 battles too early. But I have been, like, when I get to a point where it's like, okay, what do? I look up the guide. Dude, I would have been able to find maybe 3 pieces of mithril without the guide.
Yeah, because it makes no sense where they are. I mean, plenty are in treasure chests. Some are just hitting on the overworld map. Like, you don't find any other items on the overworld map besides, like, checking mountains and finding mithril. And, of course, mithril, you'll get so much of it. You get a lot of it, and it's completely useless until nearly the end of the game.
I still don't know exactly what to do with all the mithril that I've collected. There's a blacksmith that you give the mithril to, and he creates magic items.
Once you go back to Galam in the last part of the game,
your hometown,
because you live in Galam, and then the evil comes back. You have to leave, and you build up your force until you're ready to go back, and you find a way back to Galam. And once you get back, at one point, you check. There is a cave where a bunch of dwarves are hanging out. If you check their fire, you get a dry stone. Doesn't really say what it's for, just a dry stone. Close to the last chapter, you go in and you see there's a village on the other side of a river that's inaccessible. But there's a little divot in the river. So if you go to that divot, use the dry stone, it dries up that part of the river. You can cross it, go into the hidden village, which is the dwarven town. In the dwarven town, you find the only blacksmith that still can work with mithril.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah. And so basically, this is what kind of almost got me on the game, made me quit. Like, it made me take a lot fucking longer. Because, yeah, I'm driven way ahead of myself. But you go to this blacksmith, and he's like, hey, I can work with this metal. Do you have any? All right, cool. Give me a piece. Who am I making a weapon for?
Break me off a piece.
Yeah. You give him one item, one chunk of it. Who am I making a weapon for? You pick who it is, and he's like, okay, cool. Come back tomorrow. I'll have something ready. So you leave the town, you come back again, go to him, and he'll say, oh, I have your blah, 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 blah ready. Here you go. So if you chose Slade, like, all right, here's Mithril. I want you to make a weapon for Slade. Cool. You come back. Okay, well, I have one of like 4 different weapons he can make for you. Each one, like, there's a 60% chance you're going to get the shittiest one, a 20% chance, and going down.
So he tells you that up front?
No.
Oh, so okay. I was about to say, because that is unpressidented for this game to give you information.
You'd have no idea that you could get different weapons if you didn't know.
That blew my mind more than the fact that you got a tattoo. It's like, wait, the game told you the mechanics?
Yeah, until I looked at the guide, like, I had no idea any of this weaponry existed. Because, like, even the shittiest weapon he can make you is still probably better than what you have. So, like, I didn't know any better. So when I go to him, because Slade is your sleeper character because he's
the rat boy.
Yeah, he's powerful once he's promoted as a ninja. He gets very powerful magic. He has basically the best weapon in the game.
He gets powerful magic as a ninja?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
And because he
That's
starts
why
out
you
as
need
a
to use
thief.
your MP items on him, but only once he has MP. Otherwise, it's wasted.
Right, okay. So that makes...
Because they're very expensive, but they're very powerful.
I promoted him late last night, so I haven't got to play around with him much as a ninja, because what happened is I promoted him to ninja, and then he could no longer use his dagger that he was using as a thief.
Yep.
So I essentially did a whole battle where he just stood in the woods.
That's all. I did that too, man. I did the exact same thing too.
He just looked for porn in a creek while everybody else battled. He's like, that was his ninja task.
Because he gets his 2 spells are basically the Final Fantasy 11 ninja element spells. He gets Raijin and
sweet.
whatever. So a very powerful lightning spell and a very powerful fire spell of various strengths.
We got to talk about Final Fantasy 11 at some point.
Yeah,
we really do.
Whenever we get Miller in, But and then because you get like the katana, the ninja katana, something else, and the geese arm. The geese arm being the only insta-kill weapon in the game. Sure, you get the dark sword, and you use the dark sword and it casts doom on somebody, but that rarely works, and you can use it 1 or 2 times before it cracks, and then if you use it one more time after it cracks, it breaks and it's gone forever. So it's kind of, plus it's cursed. All the weapons that can do that are cursed, and they have negative effects. So he has the only real weapon, the geese arm. You attack somebody, it has a chance of doing like Odin's slash from Final Fantasy VI. They just, if they're at full hit points,
Sensetsuken.
They're done. I've killed uber powerful enemies in a single hit with the geese arm because this time I was determined I'm going to have a perfect playthrough of Shining Force 2. And I did, and damn it, getting that fucking geese arm sucked.
Really? It took you a long time?
Because the percentage chance of you going back and having the geese arm is incredibly small.
How long did it take?
Hours.
Really?
Hours of going and...
So I'm going to have a full Twitch session of me just trying to get this weapon.
If not a few. Yeah.
No shit.
Because I had to go back so many fucking times.
I'm going to Game Genie that shit.
I got lucky on a few. I got lucky on the Levanter, which is the hero's strongest mithril weapon. Yeah, I got that first try. I got Sarah's most powerful weapon like the second or third try. But that fucking geese arm took me 50, 60 tries of like... And I had to look up, like, when is the item determined? And then save at that point, and then reload, save, reload, save, reload. Leave the town, come back, find out, save and reload. Leave the town, come back, save and reload. And did that. It made the game so much longer because I got burned out on doing that.
I bet. I bet.
But I wanted that weapon. I wanted to get this perfect record. So it took me fucking forever, but I finally got it.
You had never gotten it before?
I'd never gotten it before.
This is the first time you got it.
Yep.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I mean, it's the only weapon, like, because I'd be fighting dragons with 80 hit points, and then, like, send Slade up, dead in 1 hit.
Nice.
Like, it helps.
So, it doesn't work every time, though?
Not every time.
It's
still powerful. Like, he'll still do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But
what would you say the percentage is for the instant death effect?
30%.
And that's pretty fucking good.
That's pretty good.
I'm glad we brought up Slade, and I'm glad we brought up his promotion. There are some other characters that I have. I have a mage called Kazan, who I really like, but I haven't been able to promote him yet because I haven't found his promo item.
It's like the secret book that you find in like the Elven Village.
But from what I hear, I'm close to getting it. So
you find a lot of shit. You find the orb for Sarah and the book and something else all in that village.
And then there is the second centaur that I have in my force, May.
May's fucking badass.
Dude, May is a fucking baller. I mean, it is insane, dude.
And she's such a throwaway because she just like, hey, can I join you? Sure.
Yeah, there's
fucking
no
badass. Yeah.
There's no background to her. Yeah, exactly. You just find her in a monster village and she's like, what's up? Let me go with you. And you're like, all right, sure. We could use another centaur to, I don't know, if this boy centaur.
What do you do? A crossbow? A centaur with the crossbow? Yeah, okay, whatever. Sure, come on.
She starts out with a derpy bow.
Yeah.
And then like when you promote her, it turns into like she's got all this like fucking plate armor on.
Yep.
She's got this heavy crossbow. Portrait doesn't change.
Yeah.
Her portrait doesn't change.
Not very many people's portrait will change after they're promoted. Some do. Yeah, not all of them.
And I'm super glad that her portrait doesn't change because she has honestly probably my favorite portrait in the game because she is this bright, cheery, blonde-haired, green-eyed girl you wouldn't expect to be a complete and total absolute
May is
fucking
awesome.
Kill lord because that is what she is. I'm sorry, kill lady. But I mean, it's like she leveled up so fast because like she's ranged. So like
you don't get a lot of good ranged characters.
She's backline and like her damage was absolutely off the charts. And then we talked briefly about I call him Geralt. I don't know what or Geralt.
Geralt. That's what I normally called him.
He's a werewolf.
Yeah. He looks weird. He looks like a Robin Hood version of a Wolfman from like the Disney's Robin Hood.
Yeah.
He has like a little like the square hat on with a feather and he's dressed he's dressed like Lord Fauntleroy. But once you promote him and he's like a wolf baron or a wolf master, and then he's like all shaggy hair and massive saber-toothed claws. And when he attacks, he does like this cross thing with his claws and he does a tremendous amount of damage.
He's super
fucking badass. He is slow.
What I've noticed. Like his movement is low. I like him a lot. I'll be honest with you, man. I liked his animation and his portrait. I liked everything about him except for his damage better when he was wolf. When he was werewolf and not wolf baron. Thank you for telling me it was wolf baron because they tell you what the classes are in 4 letters.
Yeah.
And it's like when I promoted him, I was like, cool, he's a
bird.
bird. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It pretty much only makes sense for the main character because goes from a swordman to a hero.
And he goes from swordman, but my whole thing was like, because the abbreviation for swordman is SDMN. And I was like, what is he, Sandman from Spider-Man?
Did you get, well, you probably haven't hit the point where you could get, the only other character that you could miss in the game is a character called Screech, who is another Birdman.
I have found Screech, but not as a character. When I was in the Birdman Village, there was a bird learning to fly that they called him Screech.
Yeah. You caught him and saved him?
I did, thanks to Twitch chat.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't have.
I don't see how you would have known that. I missed it the first time through.
Someone in Twitch chat, I can't remember exactly who it was, but they were like, walk to the west, check all the squares. And I was like, okay. Because like you are my masters, I will do as you wish. And it's like I went over and then he fell on my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, much later on, he's like, hey, do you remember me? I grew up pretty fast. I'm going to join you.
Hi, I'm kind of like May, in which you don't know much about me, but I want to join.
I have incredibly weak defense, and I'm very underleveled, so you're just going to put me right into your caravan. Bye.
I haven't got the caravan yet, although you've told me about it. It's going to allow me to store items and shit.
Yeah, it is. It's a clown car. Let's put it like that, because like you meet Rode, and Rode is like he very much wants to find this ancient item.
I've met Rode.
Yeah, and so Rode comes with you long enough to get the caravan, which I think is the second. Like if the Kraken is the first battle, like difficult battle, Then the battle of the caravan against Taros is the second one.
Taros has been mentioned so far in my playthrough. And from what I understand, he is coming up soon.
Yeah.
So that is why I've been trying to get everybody to 20 and get them promoted.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably need to get Sarah to 20 before I move on.
I mean, because if once you get to that elven village and get the orb and can turn her into a master monk, like, makes a world of difference.
Okay.
Get her the punching glove or whatever, equip it on her, and then, like, she's basically becomes like the healer. She has all her same healing abilities, but now movement, attack power, and Master Monks are the best fucking class in the game. I'm
looking forward to it. I love this game so far, but it is with a very heavy stipulation that I don't think I would not be enjoying it as much as I am if I wasn't playing it with other people.
I totally get that.
And it's kind of weird because it kind of shed a little bit of light on Earthbound too. I think I would have loved Earthbound if I hadn't played it with you, but like playing Earthbound with you made it so much better.
Yeah.
Playing that game with somebody who loves it made a big difference. And that's kind of how this feels too.
I get that.
So far so good for me. I would give this game 2 thumbs up. I'm looking forward to finishing it. Like, I'm going to finish this game in stream. Like, that is for sure.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be, it's going to be 2 games finished in stream, Quackshot and Shining Force 2.
Well, we're about time now.
I kind of want to talk about the game more, but I don't really have a whole lot more to say, I guess. I feel like I'd be stretching. Oh, there is one thing I definitely want to say. This goes back to, like, this game has polish, and I fucking respect that. This game has style. The menus are clunky. I really think the menus are clunky. They're because, like, there are 4 options for the menu, essentially. And while it's difficult to navigate around, it's really cool because there are all these little icons that animate.
Yep.
Which is really neat because it's like I've never seen that in a game before, but it's like when you want to attack somebody, you choose attack, and there's a little icon which is of a button that shows not a stick man, but a symbolized version of a person attacking a monster. And they have that. They have an animation for every option in the game. Even like my favorite, this is so basic, but my favorite is when you confirm or deny something, there is yes is a guy nodding his head and no is a guy shaking his head no. And it's like, oh my God, that's a cool little, like, they didn't have to do that. Like, that's a nice little level of polish that they didn't have to do. This game exudes polish. I mean, like, from the animation to the music to the everything about this game feels polished to me. Like, it feels like the developers loved the game that they were working on. It didn't feel like, let's make this for money. It felt like, let's make the best game that we can.
Hey, because if you want to do Shining Force Sword of Haja or Shining Force 1, 2,
I kind of do. I have a question for you. I'm glad you brought those games up. Have you played Shining Force CD?
No, I have not. Ryan has that. He has the cracked copy, and because they didn't release all of it translated. So he has
I see.
For the first 2 parts that were done, and then he has the 3rd part that was fan translated, cracked, and put on his Sega Saturn or Sega CD, or is it on the Saturn? He has it for something.
Okay.
So no, I haven't, and I would love to.
The reason I ask, I didn't know this, but like I'm telling you, the people who are hanging out in chat are like fucking Shining Force experts, and it's like they were telling, because I asked somebody, because they were telling me how that it was the first game they beat, and they loved Shining Force 2, and I asked them, I told them, I was like, well, my co-host Tyler loves Shining Force 2 Sword of Haja on Game Gear. Have you played that? And they said that they did, but they would recommend Shining Force CD because it is the first and second Game Gear game together, essentially remastered for Sega CD.
Okay.
So like when I heard that, I was like, okay, that sounds pretty okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I'm into it.
Because now that you've seen Shining Force 2, even for Game Gear, like the battle cutaways are like a fantastic quality, even on the Game Gear for those. Like they put a lot of work into that.
I believe it. I believe this game. So far, I'm super impressed.
It's good shit.
It is, and it almost feels like it diminishes my opinion on Phantasy Star 4 a little bit. Yeah. Because like I was impressed with Phantasy Star 4, and then Shining Force 2 comes along, and it's all of a sudden like, oh, well, shit.
Oh, it's high ranked.
This game is I'm not done with it, but I would say already that it is better than Phantasy Star 4, in my opinion. The plot is, we'll talk about the story in another episode, but I have some issues with the story.
Yeah, no, there are issues.
There are some issues.
I remember it being like deep and complex as a kid. Then my playthrough, I was like, oh, okay, that's a weird leap.
Yes,
Right.
yes, exactly. Thank you. So I'm not crazy in thinking like, okay, because there are moments where it's like there are crazy leaps in logic where it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad this guide told me to go talk to this man because otherwise I would be wandering around this game for eternity.
I'm glad this turtle with the top hat told me to go talk to a demon and then disappears forever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want my tattoo to be, by the way. A turtle and a top hat.
Go talk to the demon.
Yeah, with a thought bubble.
Don't worry, he's retired.
Yes. Creed, I believe his name is.
Creed, yep.
Which, of course, the first thing I think of is Creed from The Office. And I was like, of course that's where they got
I think
it.
of Apollo Creed, so it was really good.
Yeah, well, I've never seen... I have a secret to tell you.
Oh.
I've never seen a Rocky movie.
Oh, man.
Smoke bomb.
I liked him.
I'll watch all the Rocky movies when you watch all the Star
Okay.
Wars movies.
That's fair, man.
So neither of us
That's
are watching
fair.
any of those.
I told Melissa I'd watch the Star Wars movies with her.
Yeah, I remember that,
Yeah.
and that blows my mind.
Yeah. I'll get a tattoo for her. I'll watch all the Star Wars.
You get a Star Wars tattoo?
I kind of like her, so.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm glad that you like her.
Yeah. We good?
Do you feel like we're good?
I think so. I think if we go any more, we're cracking open new eggs.
Part two?
If we keep going, yeah.
Okay. I feel a little bad because I feel like I have gushed about this game a lot, and it is one of your favorite games.
Oh, I'm enjoying you gushing. Just gush in my mouth,
Oh, man,
It's
yeah.
great.
Man, people are impressed with my gushing.
Man, you like the Peter North of gushing about Shining Force 2.
The Peter North of Shining Force 2. Yes, I almost said Peter North.
Peter North. Oh, my Shining Force 2 skills like Peter North.
I haven't even finished my rum and coke.
North. I've enjoyed my Mountain Dew lemonade with tequila.
That sounds gross as fuck.
Wasn't bad, but I like tequila.
I
so.
hate it, man. I hate tequila. You remember the story I told on the show about the first time I had sex?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what episode that
shit.
is, but I guarantee you, YouTube executive producer, partner,
Yeah.
Yuri partner, Janie will probably have that episode up on YouTube soon. Link in the show notes.
All right. So thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and YouTube. So don't miss the next episode. We should be back to our actual play of Call of Cthulhu.
You think so? Are we good?
I mean, I'm good. I'm good to do it whenever.
I'm
Just as soon
excited to get
Josh
back.
and Nicole are available.
Into the role of Chili Dog. Dude, we need to...
Chandra's
I know,
art.
I know. We need to
Oh.
talk about the art. And let's not forget that Kyle from Experience Grind also
Yep.
submitted art.
He had the first. He popped
He
the
had
art
the
cherry.
first. It's not the best. Chandra's the best. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go ahead on the record and say that. Soul Sister Yarn Sorceress Chandra Korn,
Yes.
man. She fucking knocked it out of the park and made some awesome art of the characters, the three investigators
did.
for your Call of Cthulhu game, Tyler. Chandra, thank you so much for doing that. Holy shit, dude, it's amazing. I'm going to have a link to that in the show notes at tadpog.com in case you're not on our Facebook group.
Yeah. Because, cause ever since I started listening to the Adventure Zone podcast, and I'm in the Adventure Zone appreciation group on Facebook, people post art there all the time. It's like, man, I fucking want that.
Makes you
I want
jealous,
to see
doesn't
that.
it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. So whenever I saw Kyle post that art, I was like, this is what I've always, even if it's just like stick figures with dicks, I appreciate this. I've always
dicks,
wanted art.
they were tentacle infections. Look, I thought that it was very creative.
Yeah, it was funny. And then Chandra jumped on board and made some like legit fan art.
It's really good.
Hell fucking yes.
I feel like there is only one drawback to the art that Chandra posted, and I feel like that drawback is she has intimidated anybody else who is going to post fan art.
Yep. I did because her portrait of Donna I thought was, great.
It's the best.
Chili Dog, great.
I think the portrait that she did of Donna is the best.
Yeah, the one of Donna I think is the best.
the
Whenever
best.
I saw the one she did of Brock Malone.
Pocket
it's
Detective Brock Malone.
It's like, I don't think has she met Josh? Because it looks like Josh with a red wig.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. It's hilarious. I was curious when I saw it if maybe she went to his Facebook profile or something. Chili Dog, she nailed because Chili Dog essentially looks just as I had imagined him. bandana and everything.
Oh man. Let's see. I'll say promote. Hey, do you want to send us something?
Yeah, we haven't talked about that in a while.
Do you have any actual gross candy bars for us to try and not pencil
Not
toppers?
toys?
You can send that to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. 42003?
It's 2.
2. Okay.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
I at least know the zip code. I don't know
Yeah.
if you got anything else right. I don't know who this Nicole Nance person is.
Not Nicole Nance.
What else? Haven't done this in a while either.
Oh, I want to promote Jorge's podcast.
Yeah.
I need to look at...
You remember him from the Manhunt episode. And also being your friend.
Yep. Jorge, who has been on 3 episodes now, 2 All Calls episodes, and Manhunt. He is a professional stand-up comedian, a friend of mine I used to work with. He's been on. He has a podcast now, has 5 episodes out called Occasionally Funny, where the first 3 episodes are just him talking about a little bit about a stand-up and his personal experience. Then he brings on his girlfriend, Laura Lee, and they talk about relationship stuff, being in a relationship with a comedian, how that plays out. So I've enjoyed what I listened to.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm excited to. Does she ask him to be funny?
No.
I'm going to
I
send
don't
her.
think she asked him to be funny.
I'm going to
exactly.
friend her on Facebook and be like, hey, ask him to say something funny.
Tell him like, hey, we're doing this podcast.
Tell a
Say
joke.
something hilarious.
Yeah.
Let's be successful. Be funny.
Right?
Because if you're not, this is going to fail.
Oh, yeah. We're going to starve. Yeah. In my experience, I've found that pressure really helps creativity.
I have something else to promote, but I need to find it.
Okay. Do you want me to do my thing?
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about, I guess we're going to be playing Call of Cthulhu. If that doesn't happen, maybe we'll be doing Shining Force 2 Part 2. I am committed to finishing this game, and I'm going to try to do it as quickly as I can. I might not be streaming it tonight because I hear that the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game, episode 2 came out today, so I might be playing that instead.
Okay.
But in the meantime, you can always find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. We've really been pushing to get to grow our Facebook page. So if you are listening to this and you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, please do. It's like, I mean, I want you to donate on Patreon too, but like, if you don't like feel like kicking in a couple bucks, like just give us a like on Facebook. And like that costs you nothing. We don't spam our Facebook page either. So, I mean, just do it is what I'm saying.
We are for the first time, because I think the goal was 100 likes a year.
Right.
And now, because we've had a big surge in Facebook, it's like we are the closest we've ever been to being like on track.
Right. I know.
that.
Yes. It's the closest ever.
Yep.
So if you haven't done it yet, I hate to beg, but I am begging at this point. But just come on, just like us on Facebook.
Just do it. You can then unfollow us. It's fine.
No.
Just like us.
No. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Keep the like, unfollow. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, but don't do it.
I mean, if you have to, but
we get it, I guess. We don't really say any really gross things on there. If you want,
that's just show promotion.
if you want the gross stuff, that also exists on Facebook. Do a search for Tadpog Nation. That is where the gross stuff is. That's also probably where you're going to find information about this Ultra Street Fighter 2 tournament that we are going to put on as soon as Tyler gets his copy at the end of the month.
And also, because the Tadpog Nation is where you can go. As long as you're not a bot, you get in Tadpog Nation. It's where all the fucked up shit is.
Right.
So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and because I talked to him the other day. I mentioned my friend Bobby before, who also had to suffer under Jason working for him, and he got me my current job at the hospital.
Yes.
That I added him to the group. He very much enjoys the Nation.
Good.
Everyone thinks everyone is funny. He found out about games he didn't know about. He's enjoying it.
Good.
And somebody said something the other day, and he was like, "Oh, I wanted to comment with this funny comment, but I didn't want everybody to hate me because they don't know me and I'm coming out of nowhere and being a sarcastic ass." So, Robert Steers on Tadpog Nation. It's my buddy Bobby. He's being funny, so if he throws in something sarcastic, it's good. He's cool.
I'm a little worried about what he's got planned. Holy shit, if it takes that much preamble. All right. We're on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can find us at TADPOG_podcast. It's just the symbol underscore. You don't have to type it in. I honestly, I try to be active on there, but it's really honestly just to let you know essentially when streaming's happening. I hate to
That's
say
how I
that.
knew.
I hate to say that, but I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
I try to jump in conversations when I can, but
You're
it's like,
responsive with our friends of the podcast.
I try. I do make an effort to do that, but I could do better. So as of right now, it's just a promotion machine. But follow us anyway, please. You can also find us on Twitch, as I mentioned probably a dozen fucking times. That's twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast.
We're on Instagram,
Yes.
so I'm going to have pictures of my tattoo up on
Nice,
Instagram. So that's
nice.
TADPOG_podcast on Instagram.
We're on YouTube. Just search for TADPOG.
We're trying to get youtube.com/TADPOG, but apparently that requires a lot of shit with Google Plus. So do us a favor so we can get the URL that makes YouTube very easy. Like us on Google Plus. It's a great thing.
Yeah,
So
totally.
please.
Anything else we need to bore people with?
I don't think so.
You can call us if you want
Uh-huh.
at 270-883-2555. Leave us a voicemail and we will probably play it on the show.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to play calls on this episode, but turns out we talked about
Shining Force 2 a lot.
Shining Force 2 and mole dumpsters and all kinds of tattoos and Dragon Ball. And
Black skin cancer, Dragon Ball.
Uh-huh. All good things.
So let's see.
We're totally forgetting shit. Patreon.
Patreon. There you go.
We mentioned it earlier, but we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/TADPOG. There are a group of people who are fucking amazing, who are donating money to us. They are really helping. I would like to take a moment to thank some of those people. I have to scroll way the fuck back because we haven't thanked Patreon donors since we started doing the Call of Cthulhu game. So let's see. I'd like to thank Tadpog Santa Akemi Kana Hall for upping her donation significantly. Thank you very much. Not riding that penny train, but I think it deserves a little toot anyway. I would like to thank, scroll, Persona Warrior Cody for a new pledge, which is going to sound weird because it happened last month, but it is a new pledge. Persona Warrior Cody, thank you very much. And I know that I think you were disappointed that this was not a Call of Cthulhu episode, but I mean, Tyler, you can confirm that we're going to finish that. We're going to wrap that up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm super excited for that too. I would like to thank Michael May I Come for upping his donation significantly. Michael May I Come, thank you very much. Scroll. I would like to thank, I thought he was a donor already, so I feel a little silly, but I'd like to thank Trash Bear, Joseph E. Willard III, for pledging. Thank you very much. And then I hope you enjoy the bonus episodes. I don't know why I thought you donated already.
I thought he had too.
So I don't know. Also, I would like to thank Joey Webster, our youngest listener possibly, for upping his donation. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy all the bonus episodes. I'd also like to thank Chris Dixon for upping his pledge. He is the force behind our pure capsaicin push. If we can get $32 more, have I proposed this yet? Have we talked about the capsaicin thing yet on this episode?
I don't know.
Here's what I want to do. Okay, so we talked about filming us. We talked about streaming us taking the pure capsaicin. We're $32 away from that. And I really want to get there. So I feel like maybe we should up the ante a little bit.
Okay.
How do you feel about...
Great.
Okay, you're in?
Yep.
It doesn't matter what?
Doesn't matter.
Here's what I'm thinking. You and I imbibe pure capsaicin, and then we play Where's Waldo on the NES.
Okay.
Immediately afterwards.
Okay.
Like immediately afterwards. And maybe we make up a game where it's like we can't stop eating pure capsaicin until we beat the game.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I remember watching Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, and they were challenged like eat a Carolina Reaper pepper. So they did it the first time, and then immediately just started chugging milk. Everybody's like, I don't know, bullshit. You have to eat it.
The audience wasn't having it?
Yeah, audience wasn't happy. Like, eat it, and then no relief for like a few minutes. So that's what they did on their next episode.
Eat it and then spit on your penis.
Eat it and then jerk each other off. So yeah, like having to take it and then not immediately douse the flames. Like,
Oh God,
I
think I'd rather play Where's Waldo than not be able to drink milk. We're gonna have to. I made them. Okay, so I got a little scared today, and I Googled. I was like, "Can pure capsaicin kill you?"
Yep.
And I don't know. People are saying that's a myth, that it can't kill you.
Well, I know that the Carolina Reaper is now. It was posted in Tadpog Nation. I can't remember who posted it. So I apologize for not remembering. I want to say it was Mark Quick. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. And
I haven't
hey,
seen
Mark,
it.
there you go. I'm probably wrong, so I apologize. I'll look it up later and fix it. But they had posted that the Carolina Reaper had been bested by something called the Dragon's Breath
Yes,
pepper.
I did see that. Yes, and I read that quote where it's like, I guess the guy who bred it was like, "Yeah, this will kill you."
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to. Sorry.
It seemed like a really fucking bullshit quote. It seemed like I'm
I
going to get
kinda see
publicity
it.
out of this.
Yeah, but like that it's so hot, it closes your windpipe. Like, okay, that's valid.
I don't know. I don't think that it is.
I don't know. Like, I see people like, I mean, stuff being so heart palpitations and things like that. So, I mean,
But that's almost like a reaction to it. That's not like the actual, like, I don't know. We'll see. We might die. Man, it would suck to die playing Where's Waldo on the NES.
let's see if I can find that quote. I want to attribute to the right person.
While you're doing that, we have more people to thank. I want to thank Platinum member Brett Miller for recently upping his donation. Thank you very much, Platinum member Brett. I'd like to thank Frederick Snyder for upping his donation recently. Frederick, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. I would like to thank my cousin, David Galino, for recently upping his pledge. David, thank you. Huge fucking thanks, man. He is donating a shitload of money. So thank you very much.
Watch out, Golden God.
Yeah, he is kind of creeping up a little bit. Also, once more, want to thank Platinum member Brett Miller. He upped his donation again. He is keeping the penny train alive by circumventing Patreon. Essentially, what he has discovered is that he can lower his pledge and then immediately raise it to continue riding that penny train. So, Platinum member Brett, this is for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's wet, man.
That was posted a long time ago.
It was, and like I remember Bobby was telling me, he's like, man, Tadpog Nation is really active. William Holt told me the same thing. He's like, man, for not having like a ton of members, you guys are really active. It's like, fuck yeah.
For as small as it is very active. You're right. And it makes me very proud.
Yeah.
I love it when new people join and they get to see, holy shit, there's like 4 or 5 posts in here a day. And people actually they talk to each other.
Got poll master Cody Stinson throwing up those polls.
I love it.
All right. Well, I'll look at that post later. I apologize if I got wrong. You will be attributed because I don't want to give the wrong person credit. And if it's not Mark Quick, hey, there you go. I mentioned you.
One more really super important plug. If you want to find us online, it's very easy. You just type in suicideboys.fun. Because while we were recording this episode, we own it now. We own it. And by the time this publishes, it should point to tadpog.com. So if you're tired of typing in tadpog.com on Wednesday mornings, suicideboys.fun will get you the episodes as well. That's how I'm going to start plugging it on Reddit. That's the URL that I'm going to give.
Well, our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Look at that track. We found in the show notes at tadpog.com. David.
Yes, Tyler.
Would you have close this
like
out?
we are Centaur boys.
All right.
Just like Chester.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn. Wilbur?
I feel like we did good.
Mr. Ed Goof.
That was good.
I like that shit.
I love Mr. Ed as a kid. I haven't seen it in a while. I heard that urban legend that they got him to move his lips by shoving a carrot up his ass. Was that from a movie?
Or just fun.
Or yeah, just a playground?
I heard it was peanut butter.
Was that a line
But
from
it's
Dutch?
the same thing.
That was fun, Tyler. Thank you.
When you are.
I'm pretty much good.
Because I'm ready to fuck again.
Yeah, I'd like to get home and do that. So I'm good. Let's do it. 6-minute podcast. Let's do it Jorge style.
Okay.